Hi, Donald. Like my getup? If I had remembered that I had it, I would have sent it to you to wear today, but when I told Sally I was going to record this, she insisted this was the only way I could dress for the occasion. Sorry I couldn't come to be with you today, but we are off to Paris and Venice on Tuesday, so it would have just been too much of a tight squeeze to try to get a visit to Atlanta in. As you probably saw, the piece of the New York, you probably saw the piece of the New York Times last Monday saying that tourists are ruining Venice, so I guess I should feel guilty. But I'm told it's sinking anyway, so what the hell. I must say, as I look at my image as I record this, the iPad really does make me look my age, so tell the assembled throngs that you just saw me in June and that I am really still the picture of youth. So you finally took the leap and did it. I hope there will be much wailing and gnashing of teeth by your departmental colleagues when they have to take up the slack for what you are no longer doing. Of course, the question now becomes, what are you doing? As best I can tell, from the recent upswing in emails from you about Trump, some of them really great, the number of guacas in a guacamole, the chimney fire, etc., you are spending much of your time surfing the web. Actually, I had not known about the chimney fire until I got your email. We had noticed an uptick in smoke when we left Cambria about a week ago after a long weekend, but we had thought it was leftovers from the Big Sur fire. It was your email that clued us in. I'm not sure what the most recent reports are. I've been looking but haven't seen too much, but the fire maps I have looked at seem not to be getting any closer to Cambria. So it seems that our annual June retreats are not in jeopardy, God forbid. As you know, though I technically retired several years ago, I have arranged a recalled status for myself and kept doing some teaching, more or less normal administrative duties and so on, because I felt that I would feel purposeless without that. You, in contrast, are planning to pack it all in addition to spending your days surfing the web, to get Lurch to stop lurching. I can see it now. First year, Lurch will stop falling over. Second year, Lurch will actually walk sort of properly. Third year, Lurch will get programmed to do mating displays and end up having little lurches, and then you will have to program all of them, and you will have your work cut out for you in perpetuity. Actually, do your assembled friends and colleagues know what I'm talking about? If not, I urge you to give them a live demonstration of Lurch so they can see for themselves Lurch's daddy's programming prowess. I must say, I'm just beginning to think that really retiring from all departmental duties, as you seem to think you are going to do, may have something to say for it. For one thing, I wouldn't mind having time to work as much as I wanted on my equivalent of your Lurch. You may remember that I spent all of our time in Cambria last year sketching out a model of what neurogenesis in the hippocampus is good for. For those of you who don't know, if others are listening, I have mostly abandoned crayfish in exchange for computational modeling of fear conditioning. And this June, while we were together in Cambria, I started trying to do some computations that I would need to incorporate into my model if I were actually to program it. But when I got home, I realized that my computations were totally all wet, and I've had to start again. But now I have to get ready to do the teaching I'm committed to, and so my project is languishing, and by the time I get back to it, I will have lost track of where things were, what the issues were, etc., etc. It would not be so bad to be able to spend as much time on it as I wanted. For another thing, as you know, my departmental chair has relieved me of being head of our behavioral neuroscience area within the department in order to, quote, develop younger leadership talent, unquote. He's right to do that, but I can't help believing it has to do with various conflicts we have had, one of them just last week. And then there were little things like the chair in my garden he was sitting on collapsing under him. In any case, as you know, I have been worried that no longer being behavioral neuroscience area chair, I would feel out of the loop. Maybe I will. But it just dawned on me yesterday that this year I will not have to take charge of orientation for our new grad students, finding offices for them, finding offices for postdocs of faculty in my area, and so on and so on and so on. And I suddenly felt a huge surge of relief. So maybe you really have it right to be divesting yourself of all departmental responsibilities. Have a lovely party. Say hello to everyone who knows me. And if the assembled throngs are listening to this, each of you should give Don a big, juicy kiss for me.